Good day, folks. Welcome to Bright Mind Academy, where we bring freelance to every lesson. May June 2023 question paper. This is a continuation. We're gonna be doing question 9, which we call optimization. All right. It is a part under calculus, but it is specifically referred to as optimization. Many learners do not like this part of calculus. I myself included, but yes, let's dive into it. A wire 12 meters long is cut into two pieces. Now, here is a wire that we are told that it is 12 meters long. It is cut into two pieces. We do not know whether they did not say they are equal, right? So we can cut it anyway on this portion, all right? One part is bent to form an equilateral triangle and the other a square. Remember what is an equilateral triangle? It is a triangle in which all the sides are equal. That's what we refer to as an equilateral triangle. Now, the other side is a square, so the other portion they do at a square. But what's the property of a square? Is that all the sides of a square, all the sides are equal, right? Now, a side of a triangle has a length of 2x. If this side has 2x, so as others, right? So as others. But now, if this the sum of this triangle it is 6x here, it means this portion here it is what? It is 6x because they used the whole portion to form what? To form these triangles. So it means the portion for what? For this other side is going to be 12 minus 6x. Okay, yes. Now, yeah, let's answer the question. 9.1. Okay, let me use a different color here. 9.1 says write down the length of a side of a square in terms of x, of a side, not of the whole. Again, so we just want only the length of the side, but we know that all these sides are equal, so it means they're gonna share this equally. So it means 9.1 is gonna be the length is gonna be what? 12 minus 6x divided by what? Divided by 4, because all these sides are equal, right? Then you simplify that. You can simplify it however, but let me say it is, I'm going to simplify it to 12 divided by 4, it is 3 minus 6 divided by 4, it is 3 divided by 2x, right? Or you can say 2 enters here 6 times, then here 3 times divided by 2, okay, which is the same as simplifying further, 3 divided by, okay, 3 minus 3 divided by 2x, whichever that you use. Then let's look at the question 9.2. If this square is now used as a base of a rectangular prism, what is a rectangular prism? It is a shape that's like more or less like this. This is what we call a rectangular prism with a height of 4 meters. So now we are given the height of 4 meters, right? Determine the maximum volume of the rectangular prism. Now, every time when you are dealing with calculus and they talk about whether on functions or what, but the minute they talk about minimum or maximum, what should come to your mind is that the derivative should be equal to 0. Now, in this case, it's going to be the derivative of what? Of volume. Okay? The derivative of your volume. So now, somewhere in your calculations, this should be included. After finding an expression for Vx, then you differentiate that Vx and you equate it to 0. All right? Let's see 9.2. Wait, 9.2. Now let's set up an equation volume with respect to x. Okay, so it's gonna be, remember what's the volume of this rectangular part? Let me just draw it here. I'm gonna draw it old age, but yeah, for illustration purpose, please bear with it. Okay, I know it's bad, but yeah. Okay, this is what we call a rectangular prism. So now, how do we find a volume? A volume is the area of the base, all right? The area of the base multiplied by the height. Okay, I'm saying now the volume is the area of the base multiplied by the height. But now, what is our base? Remember, note that our base, it is our square. Remember, they said they used, where is it? If this square is now used as a base of a rectangular prism, okay, we were told that the square is used as a base. Now, what is an area of a square? Area of a square, it is side squared, all right? Because of a rectangle, remember, of a rectangle, it is length times breadth. Similarly to this of a square, it is length times breadth, but remember, length, it is equal to length in this case, the of, so hence I'm saying s squared. So it's going to be s squared multiplied by height. So now let's start to substitute. What is a s? S is the length, okay? The length of all this part is going to be what? 12 minus 6x. You all agree with me? 12 minus 6x divided by 4. I'll just leave it as like that. Squared. Or I can use this one. I want to use this one, the simplified version. Okay, or you can use either this one or that one. So let me use this one. It's going to be 6 minus 3x divided by 2 multiply. That is my height. My height I was given as for x. My height here I was given as for x. My height is for x, okay? Then let's simplify this a little bit. When you square 6, it is 36 minus when you square, or actually this times this is going to be 6 multiplied by negative 3, which is negative 18 in this case, multiplied by 2, which is going to be negative 36x, plus you square the last term, which is 9x squared. Divide by, you also square the denominator, which is 4. I multiply that by 4x, but this 4 and this 4 will fall off. Actually, let me just do this 4, not the x, okay? So now if the 4 and 4x is, the 4 is gone, I'm going to be left with x multiplying all this part, right? In a order that is good to work with, is going to be 9x cubed. Now, I'm already multiplying with the x. 9x cubed minus 36 what? 36x 36x plus 36x squared, actually this multiplied by that, plus 36x. Then yes, this is a equation that we set up for the volume with respect to x. Okay, so now remember I said at some point you're gonna have to use this formula. You have to take the derivative, and that derivative you should equate it to how much? To 0 thereof. So what's gonna happen here is that you might divide here by, by 3. Actually 9 is a factor in this case. 9 is a factor. So it's going to be what? We will say it is x cubed minus, what is 36 divided by 9? It is 4x squared plus, what is what's this? What is blah 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 36 divided by, it is 4x again, okay? So now you can call this V. Actually, you do not need to simplify this because now either way you're still gonna derive it, okay? So let's just leave it as it is and just call this Vx. Now and do what? Let's take the derivative of that. And before you do that, just say the first derivative of that should be equal to 0. These things are a mark, people. These things saying that the derivative should be 0, it is a mark. So then what is the derivative of this? It is 27 x squared minus 72 x plus 36. It is equal to 0. Then it's a method of doing what? Of simplifying. Now you can divide now. When you divide by 3, divide by 3, let's see. All right, let's see here a little bit, just a moment. Okay, now you can divide by, I wanted to see a factor here. I think 9 suits very well. 9, no, this is 27. So 3 might work. 3 might work. 3, dividing by 3. When I divide by 3, let's do this. I have 9 squared minus, what is 72 divided by 3? I think it's 24 x, then plus what? Plus 12. Yes, I think yes. Okay, then now it's a matter of doing your mathematical gymnastics. I think I can simplify this further to 3x squared minus, what's this? When I divide by 3, it's 8x plus 4 is equal to 0. Then now you can do your factors. Now you have to know how to find your factors. 3x minus 2 as well as x minus 2. Okay, this is very important thereof. Therefore, your first value is x, it is equal to 2 divided by 3, or x it is equal to 2. But you should know that this graph here, how is the shape of that graph? You all agree with me that the shape of that graph, it is the last shape, it is happy, right? So if the last shape is happy, so it means the first one is set like this. So where is the maximum? Can you see that at this point, it is where we get the max. At this point, we get the mean. And the x value of the maximum is less. The x value, if you talk about the x value here, if I were to talk about the x value, can you see that the x value, it is less than the x value of the minimum? So it means I'm going to take this x value here. Okay, so I'm going to say, I'm going to substitute this value to the original. So I'm going to say v of 2 divided by 3. It is going to be how much? 9x 9 into 2/3 cubed minus 36 into 2 divided by 3 squared plus 36 into 2 divided by 3. Then the answer that I get thereof, it is an answer of 33, actually 32 divided by 3. What? Meter cubed. Alright, or someone might say it is 10.67 meter cubed. So yeah, that's how these questions are structured. Basically, what you need to find, it is a suitable equation. If you should also remember the formulas thereof. You are not given, unfortunately, you are not given. If you remember the formula, then substitute into that formula thereof. Sometimes they give you in terms of area. They say the total area, surface area. then calculate such that the total surface area is a maximum. What you have to find it is find the equation for surface area in South Africa with respect to x. When you get it, after substituting everything onto that surface area formula, as well as simplifying a little bit, then that's when you have to do what? You take the derivative of that part and you equate it to 0. These questions are similar in structure, they're off. So that's all for optimization of question 9 in this May June 2023 question paper. Let's put on question 10. Thank you.